Next is Eric McIntosh. Are you ready? I don't care, but good. Fake nuts. I'm gonna go that way.
Good. Let's do one. Do that hardcore. Take your time, man. I'm not gonna be yelling at Okay. This is a poem called, I call it 4D, but it's a working title, whatever. Thank you for being my friend. Although at the moment, I'm as low as I get, but I've been here before, so I've noticed how I'm supposed to insist on fighting like the world is literally at its end. I'm the last man standing because I stand for what I believe in. Let's hold hands, not just us. We'll form a chain of command, of people who need to go against the grain. With the power of our minds, that's the sign of the times that we still exist. Creationism is hard to resist. When I grab a pen, you grab a camera. You let me in, I find the reality of pictures hard to handle, like my own life isn't worth a grain of sand on the beach. It's worth a grain of salt on a margarita on anywhere street. You get excited, then I get excited, then we talk, the world stops. Like we are meant to be united, like the planets that are lined up outside the window. When my time's up, I'll remember you as my friend, so I write onto 2 pages about this girl whose new face is becoming my foundation. I won't need these new razors because I'm alive. Live wire, I'll never die, I'll get fired from life and move on to the next set of tires that'll roll me up, through, down, over, under barriers. While my soul dances somewhere in the New Orleans area. I call it Wrecking Cruisiana. Maybe I'll visit Deanna, because now's the time to put these words together with rhyme and reuse some if I have to a second time. But how could I? You remind me of someone, you define yourself. I'll be there if you fail to remind yourself of how you smile like a sunset. You laugh like we're at the Improv. You ask for it, here it is. As these words prepare for liftoff and launch themselves with a little help back into the future. I've seen a girl that draws like you, but I never knew her. I only think she existed. I only drink when she's missing. I'm lonely since the transition, but you give me a cool disposition. You read some of anything, but anyway, yesterday I made up my mind to do what I do, building a story in rhyme, and the result is indestructible. Construction of instructional thoughts, necessary and functional, when hope is all but lost. But we'll always have Capitola to let go of, because now I'm holding on. If this light burns out, then so do I. I need to. This is what I signed up for, friends. Could be less but isn't more, against. The 4 legs of this table we sit across, laying elbows on top, and exchange words like they could never be said again, and they will not. Unless on graduation day you remember the guy who never told you but he wrote about your beautiful eyes. Then he stumbled and choked on the last line, because 13 years is a long time apart, so I start counting at 1 to finish the poem. It seems to go on forever, that's just too long for a poem. 1, if the spark is glowing, then stand next to it so you can see. 2, when your week has been dark, maybe I can shine something through. 3, you're my friend, and friend is as strong as word as we need. 4, you. That's it. We'll do one more. I'll bring back an old one, try to do it. I'm gonna set my ring to horror movie Scream before I fall asleep, just in case in the middle of the night you need me to anything. I'm already an hour on my way, but if you need it, I'll turn around to get it and bring it, please. Tell me your favorite CD so I can learn it and open the roof and sing it into the sky that is becoming occupied by the stars until I get there. But once I get there, your world's on my back and it's going downstairs. I will pull it or push it or stop it from spinning if I have to, and you need not be scared of the climb, because if you even start to slip, I will catch you on a trampoline so one bounce will bounce us back up to the top of the ladder, over the odds that are stacked like bricks in every way but our favor still. People like us, and I like the way us sounds, like a vessel that refuses to run aground as long as our heads both remain in the clouds to see each other across the map or on the globe and to look down. On envious eyes and running mouths with loose lips, the shoes fit will never call it quits, because this is our ship, with a wandering compass directing us around the bases till those places become us. They want us to fail so they can live with what's left of themselves, the same ones showing all the symptoms of their lives, standing still. I listened closely when you told me how the bridges into the future are constructed by your dreams. I can recite every sentence you've ever said. Still, I will listen to every single sound when you say anything. Can dream still be the word if it happens every day? You are wide awake and astonishing, letting nada get in the way. Say jump. I won't try to talk, I just will. Say you're stumped. I'll have an answer before you get a chance to exhale. You never let me exhale like these dances are bail out of the rigor mortis, sitting in on those who fail to remove themselves from collecting dust on the shelf, in the wall, in the house, surrounded by a world that mediocrity built. But not us. We suffer, we deviate to protect what we create. Like the first day when your mother made you happy and safe in her embrace. The awe on their faces that you only see in frames tells me where you got your name. We change the weather to our preference. When we want to make it rain or snow or sunny or turn the day into onyx. If your mouth sounds like flying the slightest, the angels open their widest, set of wings that come find us, but you always shine the brightest like we're wearing all black. And the other side of the tracks is green. People will give everything they own to look across and see you do anything. Bystanders fail to qualify to have an effect on our lives because these people will continue to hide under the veil of their parents, let them stay inside until the awareness of real life smashes through their eyes that are just windows to hollow souls, and battering rams with emotions dismember the hinges of their custom-built front doors and scare the average neighbors, average kids out of average nightmares inside average houses with average garages full of average cars, and the man of the house looks down and sees his average dick, and the missus kisses her favorite person in the world with average lips, and that's the truth that they average exist. And we can observe and talk about them if we get some extra time, but that's not us. Besides, our extra time will be exhausted, bleeding over the canvases and pages of our life's work, immortals. Rising out of the collision, deconstruction, and rebuilding of our minds and bodies, I appreciate you, and I know I can teach you while I watch out for you always, and I promise. On my hands wrapped around yours, down to my legs, standing me next to you, into my heart that beats like the drums of the cavalry, I will fight till I collapse, to never let you settle. Just promise me to never lift your foot from the pedal. Whatever you're going through it. It's little. They put up another wall, just lift your chin and crash through the middle. When the smoke of abandonment and deceit clears from our sky, the clouds part, and the sun becomes the color of your eyes, and ready to daydream. I'll say thank you again for every minute we spend, letting me witness and depend. I will forever defend your abilities, beauty, confidence, dreams, excellence, fixations, ghosts, hopes, inspirations, jokes, kindness, loves, machines, nicknames, outlines, passions, quotes, restlessness, strengths, teases, undertones, vices, weaknesses, exploits, yearnings, and the Z's that drift away from the beauty spot on your gorgeous face so delicately when you rest. You are the princess that never flinches, so if you ever seem defenseless, I'm clearing the benches to teach lessons to anyone, doing anything to make you feel sensitive or making you run away from what you want, from the foot of the ocean to the top of the sun, the way the pendulum swung, knock each and every one out of your life and your feelings willingly. But once I find your names on the sign outside of the building, I can sign off knowing I will finally be fulfilling every wish with every ounce of your soul that I have grown or been born to adore. You broke the mold, then fit into mine, and I couldn't ask for anything more of this life, and I like the way you make me like me, and I like you. I like to verbally reduce my feelings, still anything we almost like to fight through, like the two of us are all that matters when the curtains are closing. Let's meet our glasses in the center of the table like, here's to hoping. So this comes from separate seats from my new home in SC to the state where you choose to dive. You cannot live free as the world seems to keep running in circles, tripping over its feet. We walk around loud, do what we do exceptionally. See these go-getters get it against the grain because we got the ability to get people to swerve across lanes just thinking about where we are and where they're never going to be. You can stand on my shoulders for 1,000 lifetimes if you agree that we are capable of raising our flag on anything.